What's up, guys? Welcome back to Photo Conversations, where we have conversations about photography, film, and so much more about life. Well, I'm at a point in my career path where I believe I am eligible, or at least let's say I'm a little bit competent to share the knowledge that I've been able to pick up along my journey as a photographer and filmmaker through the different experiences while executing assignments for different organizations, private companies, and individuals as well. And for me, that leads me to one thing, and that is mentorship. And today in this video, I'm just going to be talking about mentorship and the challenges that come along the idea of mentorship. I believe it is a natural course for any photographer or filmmaker to get to a point where they feel what they know has to be shared, because once the cup gets full, eventually it spills over. And the best way to channel this energy and to channel these ideas is to really take on mentorship and have people learn from you, teach them what you know. I think it also kind of is fulfilling when you share the knowledge with the people and see other people benefit from your knowledge and see other people progress from your knowledge. Yeah, but then I have a problem with the mentorship. And one of the problems that I have with mentorship is that I'm not naturally built to be a teacher. I'm not naturally built to be a mentor. And this shows up in a number of character flaws in my personality. And one of them is impatience. When it comes to teaching people things and sharing the knowledge that I have, I get a little bit impatient because I feel that people should learn things a lot faster. And I think this comes from my background. While I was trying to learn photography and film, my mentor was one of the best mentors that I've ever had. I will not mention his name here, but he directed me where to go, and the rest was always my personal initiative to do the research, to ask questions, and to follow up on assignments, and really to kind of have this self, motivation around me to continue in the craft and become better, which unfortunately I kind of expect other people that want mentorship to also exude, which is not really the case, because each and every person is different. People learn at different levels. Some people are more visual, and others are more practical. Others are more verbal. So that is one of the things that I really miss when I'm trying to mentor people, and it's a character flaw which I'm constantly trying to work on and become better at. The other thing is that I have high expectations of people, those people that I want to mentor. So sometimes I feel that either sometimes I feel they are not, they are not as motivated as they should be. Sometimes I feel like probably they don't want this as much as they should. And I also think that is a character flaw in my personality, because having high expectations of people is not realistic, because we come from different backgrounds, we come from different walks of life, and everybody needs time to develop and grow slowly at their own pace. So these are some of the challenges that I have with myself as a person that would be a mentor to others. But the beauty is that I recognize these character flaws, and for me, I am work in progress. So I'll definitely keep improving this, because I believe at one point, any person that is involved in any craft, at some point in their lifetime, they have to become teachers or mentors. And it's their duty, and it's imperative of them to impart this knowledge to generations that come after them. So I just want to go through a few things that are challenging when it comes to mentorship, things that make mentorship a little bit harder for both the mentor and the mentee. One of the ideas that makes mentorship difficult is, I call it the quick fix mentality. So there is this idea that photography and film are a craft that you can learn in a week or two, and after that you're able to make money. And I think most of the people that want to be mentored into photography and film have this notion that it should take a short time. People look at a week or two, they'll take a crash course and expect to be as good as people that have spent years building this craft. Photography on the surface looks like it's an easy thing, get your lighting right, get your composition right, and then have a good photo. But that's not the case. I believe photography is more of a mentality. It's more of a way of life. It's more of a paradigm shift, because there are certain things that cannot be taught, in a week or two. I'll give you an example. Composition cannot be taught in a week or two, because I'll give you the basic composition methods and then you'll have them. But then there is a way that applying them in a more fluid and a more fluid manner is not something you learn in a day. Talk about lighting. Lighting can be taught. Somebody can teach you the different types of lighting and how to execute them. But then there is that subtle expertise that cannot be taught. There's that basic knowledge, but applying it when you are in a situation is not easy to apply it. So some of these things take quite a while to learn, and unfortunately people that want to be mentored believe that these are things they can pick up in a few days or a couple of weeks and they're good to go. So that is one of the challenges that is there with mentorship. I get calls from people, and some people text me and then they're asking, how long does it take me to learn this? What camera do I need to use to be able to take probably the same photographs like you take? And for me, it's a bit disturbing, and it's sometimes a turn off as a person that wants to be a mentor, because I believe somebody that wants to be mentored should be willing to learn from the basics and also be able to build enough confidence to be a good photographer. Talk about confidence. You might have all the gear, you might have all the skills, but there's a certain confidence that you get when you spend time with your mentor, when you spend time to study the techniques, when you take time to understand the concepts of the craft. And then the other thing is a lack of commitment. I believe that commitment is the ultimate price that anybody has to pay in order to learn anything, any craft that you want to learn. The ultimate price that you pay is commitment. I'll give you an example. You might pay maybe 3 or 4 million to learn a course at the university, but without commitment, it might be a waste of energy and time. So I've gotten calls from people that reach out to me and they want to be mentored. And in fact, sometimes they even propose a certain figure. Oh, how much can we pay for your time to be able to mentor us? And I'll be honest with you, it's exciting to hear people say, they want to learn from me. But then at the end of the day, I realize that there is a lack of commitment with these people. And for me as a person, I have a problem. I pay very close attention to details. And I think it's because I'm a photographer and a filmmaker, because when you become a photographer, you start to pay attention to every single detail, and it can be very, very annoying to other people that are around you. So I pay close attention to the simplest of things. And for me, I believe if you can't do the simple things, then most likely the complicated things are going to be very hard for you. I'll give you an example. I've had appointments with people that want to learn from me, and we make the appointment and then they show up very late. For me, that is a simple telltale sign that these people are not committed, So for me, commitment is usually lacking especially with the young generation. That's when you realize that somebody is not really probably cut out for the mentorship. So I think young and aspiring photographers and filmmakers that want mentorship should express their commitment through things like keeping time, through being obedient. I mean, when we are working, there must be a certain level of obedience and respect for the person that is actually mentoring you. Then the other challenge is that most people that want to be mentored believe that mentorship should be a physical exchange. they believe that it should be sort of like a classroom setup where you show up every morning and speak to them and you know, do sessions with them, which I think is ideal. I mean, like if you're going to mentor people, then you definitely have to be present. But I would say with the pressures of life and the different demands and the different schedules that you have with different clients, it is very difficult to be there physically. And for some people, that doesn't work well with them. And that's when they start to feel like you don't want to work with them, you don't want to mentor them, and usually they switch off. But I would say, for me personally, when I was being mentored into photography and film, I'll be honest with you, most of the time, the people that mentored me usually gave me a nugget or two, and I would ride on that nugget and go deep down the rabbit hole and discover the rest of the things for myself, because the internet is full of resources. And so I'm usually disappointed when people expect you to be available, people expect you to be, to have all this free time with them and mentor them through, the physical exchange, which is a little bit unrealistic in this day and era of wireless communication, where you could actually do a video call with somebody that you're mentoring, and they will still get the same attention, they still get the same time with you, and be able to build more of their career. I would really advise that people that want to be mentored should embrace online communication with their mentors, because I mean, a call of about maybe 5 minutes every morning with your mentor might actually help you, other than fidgeting around with schedules, traffic jam, and getting from one place to another. So people that want to be mentored need to understand that it takes time, to move from one place to another, and to give up a number of commitments to be able to be available for this mentorship. So that is something that people need to have to put into consideration. For me, it's a challenge, and it's one of the reasons people kind of miss out on mentorship. So conclusively, I believe that it is imperative for any creative, any photographer and filmmaker that has reached a certain level of accomplishment to share the knowledge that they have acquired over time with the rest of the people that are aspiring to join the industry, and people that are thirsty for the knowledge, But I also equally believe that it is imperative for those that are interested in learning to be able to exude a certain level of commitment and discipline, so that the person that is supposed to mentor them is also touched, is also motivated to deliver this kind of mentorship and guidance to them, because it is a two-way thing. It is not a one-way where one wants to be a mentor or the other wants to be mentored. There must be a certain level of chemistry, and that chemistry for me is really about the commitment on both sides. It's really about wanting to have this common ground where one is willing to learn and the other is willing to teach. There's this saying that goes that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. And that clearly shows you that there must be a certain readiness on the side of the student and as well as on the side of the teacher. And these people meet halfway in the middle ground and be able to make things happen. And that's when you see people, learning at a faster rate. And that's when you see people, having a certain chemistry with their mentors and really doing great things together. So I really appeal to young people that want to be mentored in photography and film to exude that level of commitment. Be committed, show discipline, and I mean, it has to show. Otherwise, if it doesn't show, most of the times the people that are going to mentor you are going to blacklist you. And most of the times you will take it in a negative way and be like, oh, maybe this guy is a showy guy, or he's an arrogant guy. But to be honest with you, in this relationship of a mentor and mentee, there must be a certain level of discipline that is needed for it to happen. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Photo Conversations, and hopefully you've been able to pick up a thing or two that you will take home and learn Feel free to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also hit the bell button to be notified about any new content that we will be producing. This year, I'm really looking into the idea of mentoring other people through the experiences that I've had, through the knowledge that I've been able to pick up. And to be honest with you, there's a lot about me that I need to work on in terms of becoming a better mentor. Like I said, I need to work on my patience. I need to work on my commitment. And I also need to work on my expectations. My high expectations of people, I believe, are unrealistic. So for me, it's a work in progress. And I believe this year, you'll be able to see a number of mentorship programs that I probably will join, or probably that I will start. And I'll definitely keep each and everyone on this YouTube channel updated through social media and all the other conduits.